Hey, good morning. Welcome to Bros in the Arena. I'm the young brother. You could call me Ricky. Everyone calls me Ricky. My real name is Ricardo, but you could call me Ricky. I'm in my living room, like that Gordon Gecko. Got my laptop open. I was just chilling, but I wanted to make this video about how the average guy is getting squeezed and what you could do, what you should do, because I know it seems hopeless. Trust me. I'm 33. I've been banging out the stainless steel in the trenches since I graduated college, pretty much. I mean, even that was tough. I graduated high school back in 2011, went to college for 6 years. I got my physics degree. The first 2 years, I was I was horsing around. I was fucking around. I didn't take my core curriculum right away. I was too busy not taking it serious, you know? So that was really hard, for going from high school where I used to cheat on math, pretty much, yeah, all the math classes. Basically anything past like algebra 1, I didn't really pass it. It was like I knew the smart guys. I was always good at English, history, you just read, economics, you just read. I was pretty good at chemistry. I remember that. Biology, also, you just read. But I never wanted to take physics in high school, so I avoided that. But math, because I kept cheating, I was like in I think the highest level you could get to for me back then was trig, like pre-calc. I think they call it pre-calculus. I was in that fucking class because I kept cheating. So they thought I knew math, but I didn't. But anyways, I went to college. I got my physics degree. Who saw that coming? That was very difficult. But I did it. I even did some professor assistant crap, research. I used to be a grader for the general physics courses. The only thing I didn't do was internships because I didn't care that much. And I kind of always knew that was going to be the defining factor of whether I find a good job or not. And it was. My point is that, I didn't get an engineering job. I ended up teaching a private school, high school, for a year. And I just did that because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I never really wanted to be an engineer anyways. Of course, like the money would have been cool. Well, maybe I would have stayed there a couple of years, but I never wanted to do any of that. I literally wanted to study physics just to study physics, just because like I knew I had to be in college at the time. I was so fucking lost, I might as well get a degree. That was my logic. I hope the camera is not crooked, man. I'm using like this tripod thing. But nowadays, I have young cousins who are around the age I was when I was going to college, early 20s. And they're completely checked out. I got a cousin that doesn't want to do anything. He has my uncle, he has a father that owns his own business. And he could easily be learning from the ground up, and that would easily be a 6-figure income. Maybe he has to pay his dues, but it's plug and play. And he does not want to do shit. He's fucking lost. So he's checked out completely. And all he does is he goes to church. He's like I don't even know what they call it, like a choir boy or something. But he just helps at church services, and he lives there. And he pays for rent by like helping around. He doesn't even have a job. And that's more common than I thought. I didn't think that was that common until, because I'm a crypto guy. I kind of do crypto on the side. Nowadays, everyone fucking says it, but I've been doing this for like 5 years now. Um, and there's this term called neat, and I didn't know it was so popular. I guess my cousin's a fucking neat. People that are not. It stands for not in education, training, or skills, something like that. Not in employment, education, or training. That's what it stands for. It's a NEET. You can look it up, NEET. And this is a lot more common than people realize, at least for the Zoomers, right? For the young people. And my point is that they just want to check out too fast. And I get it. I do get it, but I don't agree with it. I get why. You look at the system, the 9-to-5 job, you look at college, and you don't see the value anymore because you have a lot of talking heads on the internet telling you that college is a waste of time, it's a waste of money. For the most part, I agree with that. But if you don't have nothing else to do, go get a fucking degree, man. Like, what physics taught me? It taught me how to think. And it's funny, Elon Musk had an interview where he actually shares this, and I did not get it from him, but it's so fucking true. Physics teaches you how to think from a first principles. It makes you a problem-solving machine, basically, because in order to solve problems in the real world, you got to think. There's no way around it. Now, you could outsource that thinking to your father, if he's around. But if you don't have anyone to give you certainty or to guide you, you better fucking hope you know how to think. And a lot of these kids don't know how to think. That's why they're on the internet looking for guidance, looking for certainty. And they're all telling them like college is a waste of time. Employment is a waste of time as well. But it's not, man. Like, what's the alternative at this stage? Checking out? That's not acceptable. That's less acceptable than going and getting a degree or going and getting a decent job. Now there's an opportunity in the job market where blue collar work is in higher demand than it's been in the last like 10 years. White collars are taking a big unemployment hit because of AI and all that shit, right? Because technology is disturbing the tech sectors. It's ironic. So they should be doing that. They should be doing that. Get out there, get a job, save up money. This is my other little cousin. He's in his 20s. He did that. He got an Amazon job. He's been there for, I think, 4 years. And he's been able to save a shit ton because his parents don't make him pay anything, and he's a cheap fuck. And good for him. Now he has, I think now he has like almost 100K. I probably more like 80. Now he has 80K to decide what he wants to do. Maybe he wants to start investing. You know, he could have just been checked out like my other cousin that is so fucking lost. He's just in church, which is good. Like within itself, like I'm religious. I'm Catholic. But dude, you don't need to fucking live there and fucking, do all that shit. That's just being crazy. And then my other cousin, God rest his soul, he's no longer with us, which is another fucking conspiracy. I think it had to do with the 19, the whole 19 theory, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm on YouTube. I don't really know what they're gonna like or not like, but let's just not go there. Basically, the kid's not here no more, and he was really smart. He was the smarter one of the three. I'm talking about just the three young males that were needing some guidance, that are needing some guidance right now. He was the smarter of the group. He had like a airdrop little company that he was starting. He understood that you got to make money online somehow. You have to figure out how to supplement your real world income online. And hopefully you could grow that and do it full time, you know? So the point of this video is like that the average guy is getting squeezed. So we just talked about education, how it's pretty much useless. Pretty much, not always. I would say 80%. You can't even get a decent job out of college, but at the very least, it'll teach you how to think. You can make good friends, make good connections, network, things like that. And then the job market is a joke. The currency debasement. Everyone's talking about this now, but this is old news. Now it's common knowledge. But that goes to show you how stupid the common person is. That now everyone's crying about it. This shit's been going on for like 100 years. Of course, it takes time to really feel the effects, but man, we've been in a recession since COVID, 100%. And not even like 3 years after COVID, like a year into COVID, I remember driving around and seeing homeless populations in places they were not. I remember seeing more RVs parked in front of homes. Why? Because family members are fucking moving in the RVs and they need a place to stay. This has been going on for a long time. Don't be fooled. I watched the Purge movies, and it's not the newest Purge, but it's one of the last two. There's a moment where they're trying to capture the president, right? That's the whole part of the... Oh no, that's not the fucking Purge. It's called Civil War. That's the movie. They're trying to capture this president. And the whole time in real life, the world's going to shit. It's like complete chaos on the street. People are killing each other, stealing each other's resources by force. And the whole time there's like news channels saying how like the world's okay, the economy's doing great. And it's like we're headed in that direction more so than people realize. Like these guys on the TV are never going to change their tune. Never. You could see things in verbatim in real life and wonder, when are these fucking politicians going to address this? And the answer is never. Not unless they're trying to get elected for something. Then maybe to get elected, they'll say something. But, how else is the average guy getting squeezed? It's hard to save, like I said, so you need a additional source of income. That's why there's a lot of people gambling. They're sports bettors now. Not to mention the fucking dating market, but let's just talk a little bit about gambling for a second. That was always shunned. You should not be gambling, back in the day. But now the few shekels that you could save an average job, let's take a warehouse job. That's kind of like the average job, a warehouse job. Let's say Amazon. Let's just say Amazon. You either work for Amazon at the warehouse or you work for Amazon delivering packages, being a DSP. Okay? That's average job. Let's say you do pay a little bit. Maybe you could save, I don't know, 200-300 a month. Let's just call it 5. Let's say you make $2,000 a month. 15 goes to whatever it goes to, and you could save $500 a month. Free and clear. So you're working, let's say you're working for a year. Let's say you're working for a year. You're going to have about, what, 50, like 6,000? Every year you could save $6,000. What are you going to do with that? You're going to put it in the S&P 500? You're going to invest it? No, it's kind of a joke. I mean, you could, but no. You got to gamble. Now, there's 2 ways. You could be a sports bettor. You could go, there's 3 ways. Let's just say there's 3 ways. You could be a sports bettor. You could go to the casino. You could play poker. I know you could do that online too. But let's just say poker, blackjack, if you want. It's more popular to play poker though. Or you could be in cryptocurrency. You could be gambling with coins, which is what I like to do. I don't want to dox my X handle, but I'm somewhat of a nobody in this space. Let's just say I'm not a complete nobody. People there's a lot of heavy hitters that follow me, but that's what I do on the side. Okay, like my brother said, we're truckers. That's our bread and butter. I've already tried the whole not working thing, and it's not for me. I gotta be moving. I gotta be out there. It's just not for me. There's a lot of negative energy when you're just at the house all the fucking time. I perform better when I do like mid to long term plays, and I'm busy. I'm doing things. I don't have to be like staring at the chart all the time. Of course, you do have to put in your hours. You're not gonna get away from that. But for the most part, I'm not staring at a chart all the time. And that's how I play the game. So or you could be like a drop shipping shit. Like there's a lot of people selling merch. You basically need to gamble, or you need a personal brand of sorts. Right? And most people just don't want to do none of that shit. Or either they're too lazy, they rather just check out, or I see some young kids where that's all they do. And those are the smart ones. The ones that are like, you know what? I'm not going to get a job at all. I'm just going to fucking do live streaming. But even that's not. It depends if you have rich parents or not, right? Let's be honest. If you do not have rich parents, you do need to get a normal job. Like even Clavicular said he was a waiter for years, you know, while he was doing what he was doing. So let's talk about dating. I mean, you guys hear this shit all the fucking time, right? How the traditional wife is dead, you know, every girl's promiscuous. So let's just say that's true. I've had a few experiences that could point in that direction. I like to believe that it's not dead, but I'm delusional. I'm probably delusional. I'm uh I'm hoping that maybe it's not dead. And so like you're this average guy, you know, the job market sucks, the education system's broken, women don't want you. You know, I was on Hinge yesterday and this girl literally put on her profile that one of her favorite things to do is be mean to men. Like what the fuck? That's fucked up. Like even putting that in your profile is a little fucked up, right? I'm like, you know, she was young, stupid, but yeah, man, that's the fucking world we live in. So I'm here to tell you this: keep fighting anyways. Keep fighting anyways, man. Keep fighting anyways. Like, who cares? The world got tougher than it's ever been. So fucking what? Look at that guy behind me. Look at that fucking AK full of whiskey. Just be the man that makes it happen, anyways. You know, I don't have it all figured out. Far from it. But I have it more figured out than guys my age. I'll tell you that. And you just gotta be the man that fucking steps up to the plate, takes a couple shots to the face, takes a couple bullets, and you just keep fighting anyways, because fuck it. What else are you gonna do? Be a scum? Don't give up, man. Don't give up. Think about your mother. If you have siblings, think about them. There's a lot of reasons to keep fighting, man. There's a lot. Don't give up. Keep going. Fucking figure it out. There's a lot of information out there. You know, I said the other day, I mean, right now, I just said earlier that young men are looking for guidance. Well, now you have fucking Claude, Chat GPT, Grok. Those things, they're not perfect. But if you explain your entire situation in detail, they're pretty useful. They're not going to give you the exact answer. Sometimes they have oversights. But use it, man. Use it. Fucking figure it out. Be a man. Do it for your loved ones. Do it for yourself. It's a valiant effort. I mean, if you don't do anything, you're going to be trapped forever. And that's not a fucking joke. There's this guy that comes around. He's like well past 60. Might be close to 70, 65. He's always collecting recycling down the street. Oh, he's always like, you know, going through the gas station. You see these guys. But this man is out there every fucking day collecting cans, bro. Passing through neighborhoods, trying to see if he could, you know, get the recycling that he needs before the trash man comes. That's what's waiting for you if you give up. Don't give up, man. This is a real life. And life doesn't care about how you feel. It's a cruel place. You got to be tougher. You got to figure it out. All right? You have to fucking figure it out. So I'm going to leave it right there, guys. Peace.